Do you know that the choice you make right now could completely change the course of your life? The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi thought that taking firm action is the best way to change your life. You can change everything with just one choice. This video will show you why that is and how to make that choice with clarity, courage, and unstoppable purpose. Reason 1. Flip a coin for clarity. It sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? Toss a coin and let luck decide. But this has a lot of deep knowledge that Miyamoto Musashi would value. When you can't decide what to do, it's easy for your mind to get cluttered with too many thoughts, fears, and what-ifs. This mental tug-of-war stops you in your tracks and won't let you go. Musashi was a man who trained hard to get rid of doubt. Not moving could mean death in fight. He knew how important truth was. As soon as a choice is made, confusion starts to go away. See what you can't see with your eyes, he said. This means you need to learn how to listen to your gut and inner understanding instead of just your thoughts on the surface. You're not leaving your fate up to chance when you flip a coin. It shows how you really feel. Feelings like relief, joy, and fear all come at once when the coin is in the air. What you really want is shown by that feeling. You can skip over your conscious overthinking and get to your inner self that way. The flip of the coin pushes you to face what you really want. The lesson is to not think too much about things. Make the choice, let everyone know about it, and feel how it makes you feel. Even though your mind doesn't want to, you are already moving toward one side. Once you know, make that choice your only one. You must know that there are different ways to reach the top of the mountain, Musashi told them. You know that no choice is perfect when you flip a coin. But moving forward is better than staying the same. If you get stuck again, flip a coin. Feel what you really want. After that, move forward with full faith. When you get clear, everything will change. Reason 2. What would my future self do? Your choice today isn't just about right now, it's also about the future you want to make. Miyamoto Musashi was a person who gave a lot of thought to outcomes, goals, and plans. His whole life was made up of choices that he made with the big picture in mind. In The Book of Five Rings, he said, in strategy, it is important to see far away things as if they were close and to look at close things from afar. Ask yourself, what would my future self do when you have to make a choice? Think about the strong, smart, successful, and happy person you will be in 5 or 10 years. How would that person in the future decide what to do? Which option fits with the person you want to become? This question is very helpful because it makes you think about long-term growth instead of short-term pleasure or fear. Musashi tells us to think about more than just the present and to act with a calm mind and a clear vision. When you look back on your life, you'll know how important discipline is, how much regret costs, and how powerful determination is. That self knows that short-term pain often leads to long-term benefits. You connect with your higher knowledge when you talk to your future self. Picture yourself sitting with your future self and looking back at this moment. What do they think you should do? Often, your future self would tell you to be brave, patient, and strong, all of which were traits that Musashi possessed. When you decide what road you want your future self to take, you are not just making a choice, you are shaping your future. This way of thinking gives you purpose and courage, which can turn an easy choice into a big change. Reason 3. The hell yes or no rule. Miyamoto Musashi made up his mind. In war or in life, he never let his mind wander. He believed in the power of giving his all. Many people today have problems because they live in the gray area, where they are uncertain, hesitant, or only partly involved. But what if it was easy for you to decide? The hell yes or no rule. What would happen? If you have a choice and it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. They can't say maybe or try half-heartedly. Musashi would have followed this rule because it makes people be clear and focused. He thought that he should give his all to his work. Think about how powerful it would be to follow this rule. You start to say no to things that aren't really exciting or helpful to you. You only say yes to things that bring you joy and are in line with your greatest goals. This gets rid of doubt and lets you focus on what's most important. When you follow this rule, you are very careful with your time and energy. It means you're not afraid to cut ties with things or people that make you feel bad. It means picking things to do that require your full attention and energy. When Musashi learned how to use a sword, fought, or thought about philosophy, he had many hell yes times. Because he made choices based on strong beliefs, his effects have been felt for hundreds of years. Start by following the hell yes or no rule if you want to change everything. It clears your mind, helps you concentrate, and pushes you firmly toward your goals. Reason 4. Dare to quit something. Quitting is often seen as a sign of failure in our society. People say things like, winners never quit, and giving up when they mean to quit. In fact, though, giving up on the wrong thing can be one of the smartest and most life-changing choices you ever make. Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. Because he was one of the best swordsmen in history, he knew that a warrior's strength comes from both the fights he picks and the ones he avoids. Musashi was famous for being a ronin, or warrior who did not have a master. He didn't do this because he lacked skills or chances. He chose this road. He left the strict, hierarchical warrior system because it didn't fit with his personal beliefs or his desire to become a master. He was brave enough to leave a life that could have been easy and well-known because it would have bound him to ideals he didn't agree with. In this sense, quitting is not running away. It's stepping away from something that isn't helping you grow anymore. If your job makes you unhappy, a relationship holds you back, or a habit keeps you from becoming the person you want to be, Musashi says to cut it away without hesitation. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he wrote in the Book of 5 Rings. Sometimes giving up is just picking a different way to get to the top. In case you don't give up, you might waste years climbing the wrong rock. The energy you keep putting into something will never give you the results you want. If you stay in the wrong place for too long, your dreams will slowly die. This is not failure. It takes guts to quit because it means facing the unknown. You leave what you know and go into what you don't know. But Musashi tells us to face this uncertainty with the same bravery that a fighter does on the battlefield. Alert, flexible, and not afraid. Giving up the wrong thing makes room for the right thing. You get back your time, your energy, and your clear mind. You give yourself the chance to put all of your attention on the things that really count. Today, ask yourself, what am I holding on to that is making me move more slowly? What would happen in my life if I were brave enough to let go? It's not the end of the world to quit when you do it with focus and purpose. It's making the way clear. And sometimes, making one brave choice is when everything changes. Reason 5. Reverse regret hack. One of the strongest and most painful feelings a person can feel is regret. That heavy feeling in your chest when you think about the chances you missed, the things you didn't say, or the risks you shied away from because you were afraid. Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. He knew that he was often more dangerous than his opponents because he had fought over 60 duels and lived his life with great purpose. The reverse regret hack is easy to use but changes everything. You don't have to wait years to realize what you should have done. Instead, imagine going back in time years or even decades and looking at this very moment. That you should ask yourself, which choice will I regret more? Taking the risk and failing, or doing nothing and staying the same? Your view changes right away when you look at your choices through the eyes of your older self. You are no longer stuck in the present moment's fears and questions. Instead, you use the knowledge of the past to help you even before the future happens. Do nothing that is not useful, Musashi wrote in the Book of 5 Rings. Regret is the worst kind of waste because it wastes time, talent, and courage. With the reverse regret hack, you have to face that waste before it happens. It's a mental sword strike that gets rid of any doubt. Think about it. The things that will bother you the most in the future won't usually be the times you failed. It's the times you played it safe instead. When you didn't say anything. You put off following your dreams because you thought the time wasn't right. You missed chances because you were afraid of being judged or uncomfortable. Musashi lived his life by doing things, even when he wasn't sure what would happen. He fought fights that he might have lost. He went by himself and was always pushing himself. A very long time ago, people would not remember his name if he had waited for perfect conditions. You choose to live with present courage instead of future disappointment when you use the reverse regret hack. It doesn't mean you'll never fail, but when you do, you'll know you gave it your all. Ask yourself, if I were 80 years old and looking back at this moment, what would I wish I had done? The next time you have to make a tough choice. Choose the thing that will make you happy in the future. What you choose could be the most important thing that changes everything. Reason 6. Start before you're ready. Putting off change until you feel ready is one of the biggest problems that comes up. Waiting for the right time, the right skill, or the right plan. Miyamoto Musashi shows us how important it is to begin before you're ready. Musashi lived a life full of adventure. He started fighting and getting better at it when he was young, even though most people would say he wasn't ready. Being ready came from doing things and being fully present in the present moment. Don't do anything useless, he told them. That means taking action is how you get ready. Waiting to be ready is a mental mistake and a form of putting things off that comes from fear. As it turns out, you get ready by beginning. Each step forward boosts your confidence, skills, and speed. From the time you start, your whole life changes. This step is about having guts. It's about being okay with flaws and not knowing what will happen. It means believing that the process will change you and that activity itself can change you. Even though Miyamoto Musashi never won every fight, he fought with unwavering determination and learned from each one. You can now talk to that ghost. Start before you're ready if you want to change everything. That one choice to act is what starts the change. This sets off a chain reaction that moves you forward.